Hello and welcome to a very belated scene in A Desert Dark Crusade Season 2. Setting itself within the boundaries of the Southall slums, arrangements having been made for this small band of small band of individuals to make themselves useful to the court and investigate a series of reoccurring breaches of domain within 2 sectors of the city. The first in the Southall slums, which is where we are tonight. We have neonates from all clans. It's a rather curious sight. We have people from arguably opposite sides here cooperating with each other. We have the Dismisi, the Nosferatu, the Suddites, the La Sombra, the Salubri, the Bruja, 2 very different factions of very different goals, yet have, in all their in diplomatic overtures to each other, have put aside their differences for this task. And there assuredly will be no problems at all as you walk into the district and you see it for the decayed, rotting mess that it is.
Irene will look over if she can even see him. I'm horrible with names. Give me a moment. To grin, because she presumes he is the expert in this area.
Grin is crouching beside a barrel, just looking up at her.
So, can you take us to one of those places that have been attacked?
You would have a map.
Yay, map! Still.
So you can see all the places that have been attacked.
Yeah, you think I've ever been in the slums? So, like, what do you take me for?
I take you for somewhere with not much money.
How dare you?
Grin smiles and nods. Oh yeah. And he'll stand and kind of start moving down through the streets. He'll whistle loudly, Chris, and a mangy dog will appear from one of the alleys and kind of run out in front of them. For Chris's benefit, because he's hasn't been in the sea with me as much as Tom has. That's my 6 success animalism dog that scouts for me and tells me when trouble is coming, like City Watch and stuff.
Okay, it goes up to you, and then you kind of, obviously it's kind of looking around, and it sees a group and it kind of backs off. For the first time ever, perhaps it might be hesitant to come anywhere near you or the group in general.
Yep, he'll
kind of whimpers at the group.
He'll smile because he knows exactly what it is, and we'll just kind of give it like wave his hand, like you're okay, go on, and kind of gesture towards the street, like go away. That will make you feel better. Do what you're supposed to do.
Bork, bork. It walks away and seems very happy with this command. It appears to be quite happy with you, which is interesting considering it was very scared of the entire group.
Yeah. And
scared of me? Who would ever?
Yes, I resent that.
And he'll start making his way, and then he'll kind of look over towards Mini Lassie. Which one do you want to go to first?
Which one has been the latest?
There is a building that has been struck towards the south end of the slums.
Oh,
It's the most
that's
recent
fortunate.
attack that actually happened within the last 2 nights, because this has been happening while you've been talking about stuff.
Okay. All right. Then he will look and say, this way, 2 streets over.
You pass through the slums and you see people kind of shutting their doors and their windows to you. To let people in.
That's rude.
Gufran will use obfuscate.
Okay.
You know, place when he can't be seen, and they go into obfuscate and just be like, woo.
Yeah, you just kind of blend into the small crowd of the coterie, and people kind of lose track of you.
I would be obfuscated, but apparently I'm a tour guide, so.
Yes, you are.
If nothing else, Grin, this place is more comforting to you than most places on the surface.
Yeah, he's not happy though, because he doesn't like to walk around where people can see him.
Yeah, it's weird. You're kind of all covered up and stuff.
Well, yeah, he is. He's all beggared up. So when they get around the corner, he'll kind of get to where, like they're around the corner from the building. He'll kind of stop and peer around the corner to see if there's anything going on in front of that building in the street or anything like that before turning the corner.
You don't really see anything significant. You might see a stray animal. You can hear unpleasant noises in an alleyway. You're not entirely sure what they are.
Unpleasant to you, sir, perhaps. He will turn back to Irene and we'll say, 3rd house on the left. Kind of turn the corner, and as soon as he's out of sight, he will become really out of sight.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, he kind of darts off and kind of disappears. You don't see him again.
Fair enough.
If you visit this first house on the left, you find it to be basically an abandoned. It's quite generous to call it a shack. It's kind of decaying. If there was any presence of the city watch within this, just within this area of this crime that's taken place, these are quite well publicized crimes at this point. They are gone. There doesn't appear to even be a guardsman in the area, let alone any semblance of equipment or evidence gathering or anything like that. It's mostly a broken down wooden house that is connected to the rest of the neighborhood. It's kind of like it's like a block. It's like a street block. So all these little peasant houses are connected together. The far end still seems to be inhabited by people. The end that you're investigating appears completely abandoned, and like all the doors on the far side are shut. Like you're pretty, despite the fact that this is a building connected to another, you still feel fairly safe speaking fairly publicly here. The evidence of the attack is pretty clear, however, upon even coming near this building. Pardon?
She said she would be right back.
For the rest of you, then, I will continue. The evidence is pretty clear. There's obvious signs of a struggle. The door is bashed in. The front, the left wall is just broken down. The building on this side has not quite collapsed. It's kind of in a state of significant decline. You can tell if you were that you could not live here for more than a few days. As you walk into the front room, you see signs of obvious carnage having taken place. You see the ceiling has kind of caved in. It's been broken through. And there's just splinters everywhere. And considering the recent nature of this attack, you can also smell dried blood. There is no body, however, most likely having been retrieved by the City Watch. I was just stating the area. The left wall is completely busted. The door has been broken through. The ceiling has also been broken through. It is also partially caved in. The left side of his house is exposed to the elements. There is clear signs of a struggle, and there is dried blood on the floor. And if anyone wants to make me a perception alertness roll, they might be able to garner a bit more information.
Oh yes.
Perception alert or investigation?
Actually, yeah, roll me perception investigation. That matters a lot more here.
Okay.
Perception investigation. Not alertness.
Right, I got 3 successes.
Okay.
The same dice pool for me.
Okay, what did I miss?
Everything.
Oh yeah, your merit applies here. Shall I say you're at that low difficulty?
Well, I don't see shit.
Sadness.
A quick question though. I guess depending on how my character investigate, would acute touch come into play?
No.
Okay.
Okay,
Not for
what
this.
does my butt need to roll?
Perception investigation.
There's 6,
Didn't you
right?
roll that? Didn't you roll your full d10 at 3 F1, or is that your alertness? Okay, someone botched.
He is too entranced with the carpet.
I am invisible. I'm like, oh my god, that's a very nice carpet.
It's
Yes.
a horrible carpet. Perhaps that's
It's
why.
a lovely carpet, Chris.
Shyla, what did you roll?
I'm rolling now.
Okay, that's because your difficulty is so. Do you have heightened senses on while you're doing this?
Yep.
Well, I would assume I would put it on if I'm looking for something.
Okay, fair enough. I was just asking because that can have negative consequences as well as positive. Okay, so first off, Gufran, second in command of the example to us all.
Lucky man.
It appears as if something that sticks out to you is that the door has been broken in and the wall has been broken in, which is a bit strange because you think they would have entered through. They would have only. It doesn't really make sense for all of these areas to be broken through. What is as you look around and you kind of judge the kind of the state of decay this building is in, you kind of inspect it. You look around. You're looking for things. You don't find anything of significance, but what you are able to piece together is it's likely that the infiltrator just straight up broke into the building through the main door and exited through the wall. And it is, especially since there's quite a lot of blood on that side of the wall, makes a lot of sense. That was probably where they were being fed off of, and probably where they exited. They probably this is obviously quite impromptu, and they clearly just smashed their way through the wall after feeding. Because as you know, this is not based on your knowledge, this is not a person that is particularly subtle, intelligent, doesn't necessarily plan things through. A lot of these are just straight panicked killings. It does seem to break, however, with the with the notion that all of the people are left on rooftops. This is perhaps a different case than what you're expecting. It could
So he's
signals
changing up. He's changing up his modus operandi. That's what
changing
you're
up,
telling
or potentially a second domain breacher. You're not entirely sure.
me. I got you. Got you, fam.
It's possible. Yeah, it's perhaps as these attacks have increased in frequency, the individual is trying to throw you off the trail. People want success. Everything here seems to fit with what you've seen before. You can tell that the left wall was most likely damaged in the struggle. But they exited through the ceiling. Because that is not caved in. That's a hole. They just burst through it. It's obviously, quote, man-made. There aren't many furnishings here. Obviously, the people here weren't rich. You do see the small you see the blood is kind of all over the place, and you can see kind of like one of the splintered pieces of rooftop is stained red. Those are 3 successes. You're looking around, Garland. You get all the information these guys get, but you find you find something a little bit out of place. As you perhaps climb up to the rooftop, and you can tell this person jumped up through the rooftop, maybe, as you try and reconstruct the scene of the crime. And being a bit of a rooftop runner yourself, you kind of look around and you can see a damaged part of the roof on the far side.
Oh,
That is heading northbound if they jumped off from this area. 5 successes. Annabelle, you most observant little thing. You're looking in the building. And you find, as you're looking around, you see what appears to be a, because this is actually underneath one of the few pieces of fabric this building actually still has. You find what appears to be the scene of a fight, but not the one that you're looking for here. You see what appears to be a broken arrowhead. And then you kind of look up to the left where it's kind of the opposite direction of where it's pointing. And you see one of the windows smashed in. You find, upon kind of observing this and kind of following it, you find claw marks on a building adjacent to this, or what appears to be claw marks. They appear to just be indents in the wall. They were probably written off by the City Watch, but you live fairly close to the local gangrel of this city. You're also aware that there was a jump-off point where the perpetrator jumped off a rooftop. But the door is broken in, the left wall is broken in, and the blood leads to the top of the building, to the rooftop where it was broken in as well. They probably didn't climb down here. They probably climbed up to get away, but that would lead to an opposite building. Almost as if there was more than one person engaged in this activity. And the claw marks seem to paint a picture of who it could possibly be. Or what. You're building up a small profile of this person in your head now. Even more interesting is you got 5 successes. I'll drop this tidbit of information to you. And with your heightened senses. You're looking off into the distance. You join Garland on the rooftop. You have to be quite careful because there are still people inside on the far side of this building. On the far end. And it's not exactly a stable roof. But you can see other points where they probably landed from their jump. You can see other parts of the roof that are other roofs that are damaged. This is also, everyone would know, apart from Gufran, even the one that failed, Irene, because this is kind of a common sense thing, that this seems to line up with the cluster of activity in a specific area. It's a cluster, and it seems to be leading deeper into that cluster, or rather the focal point of it. You know, you connect the dots and you kind of have an intersection of activity, which you've been doing. You've kind of formed a little, you've begun kind of closing the window shut, as it were, as these attacks have increased in frequency. And it's definitely within that area. In fact, sorry, Annabelle, you can tell that you can probably narrow it down to the neighborhood at this point.
Okay. One question: the wall and the door. Is it? Can I see if it is broken into or broken out of?
Broken into.
The door and the wall.
Yeah. Your guess is that someone had prepped. Someone broke in through the door. The other perpetrator was most likely sneaking around the side and had notched an arrow to shoot through the window. This was a planned hunt. And then the person who notched an arrow behind the window most likely climbed up the adjacent building.
Okay.
There doesn't appear to be signs of activity. There only appears to be the scene of a fight inside the building, but doesn't seem to be signs of multiple people in the sense of it was clearly a struggle between two people. So it seems like only one person broke into the building. They probably brought the wall down on them. You're also aware that would probably take a great deal of strength, but you would already know that considering they lead to the top of the fucking roof. And just kind of, did it in the, I'm just going to ignore the fact that a ceiling is there sort of breaking to the top of a roof.
Yeah. So in my understanding, I assume, or I think that more than one person was involved in this.
Yeah. At least it's sort of, there's not a great deal of evidence to that fact, but it doesn't, what you can observe doesn't really make sense unless there is at least an additional person here, or that did this.
Okay.
Because then that doesn't really explain what are two canite eyes clear claw marks on the side of the wall. It doesn't explain the fact that someone shot an arrow through the window. You find you find some old belongings. You don't really know too much about the person that died here, so it could be that the arrow, someone shot an arrow through that window as a threat. There's a lot of thugs and criminals here. Could be that they're not paying their debts. But that, again, that doesn't explain what are obvious claw marks to you. And they're heading in the opposite direction. They're heading to outside the city. They're heading to the wall.
And the jumps on the rooftop, were they led towards the same direction or the opposite?
Deeper into the cluster of activity you've identified, where these domain breaches take place.
Well, holy shit. Okay. Well, Annabelle is still on the rooftop. Who was with her on the rooftop as well?
Garland was with you on the rooftop. He identified that this person was also moving deeper into the cluster of activity you'd identified. Seems to be heading towards a very specific neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Which has also had at least 2 attacks there as well.
Anna points to the closest indentation she can see on the... and as she points to it, I don't think they're able to fly, or at least not very far. From here out, I can see multiple indentations on roofs as if it needed to land every so often. Can you see it as well?
Almost as if they were jumping.
What?
Okay, so just to be clear, who are you talking to?
Presumably the group.
Well,
yeah, I think she was talking
one person with me on the roof, so that person. The rest is still downstairs, I assume.
Yeah, I think she's talking to Garland.
Yep.
Focusing on what she's pointing out, because I had a feeling that somebody was moving with a great amount of force. Just I didn't know specifically that. It seemed like it was like a landing marks. He will go to that point exactly.
Okay, it's yeah, you have to cross the neighborhood for that, but that's not too much of a problem. You begin to, as you kind of look at your map, as you kind of head down into this area. This is heading north. There is a lot of there have been a couple of attacks here. But in your prior scene, when you drew up all the lines to connect these attacks, several of them, in fact, a lot of them intersect here. There's also a point in the Christian Quarter where they intersect as well.
So, would it be safe to get to this conclusion, like, these attacks happen, then they meet up here, then they meet up here, then they meet up here? If not, it's just it seems to be just crossing paths.
Yeah, a lot of the lines just cross it around this neighborhood.
Okay. Yeah. And I guess with this information, I would go back to Annabelle and just state out that they seem to intersect their movements. If you haven't noticed.
No, when you connect the attacks together,
Oh.
When you're connecting them up, like connect the dots, the lines intersect. It doesn't necessarily mean the person has been moving in this exact same position every hunt. It just means that this is obviously an area that they frequent, or it seems to imply, not necessarily true, but it that's strong evidence that this is an area that the perpetrator visits a lot. You also notice that these sort of landing points, they eventually just stop after about 3 or 4 jumps. Jumps with a question mark. Because that would appear to be what's happening.
Yeah. So I'll at least put that point to Annabelle that whatever this thing or possibly things are, they're strong.
Annabelle nods and she will climb down to where the rest of the party is still examining everything.
There are a couple more areas for you to visit in this area, if you would do so. Although that is these are areas of older attacks, weeks old, so there's going to be less here.
Well, I still want to tell everyone what I saw at the initial sighting.
Oh, yep.
As they come down, Irene is kind of vaguely staring into the direction of Riverside.
Ectios for his part is more inspecting the wall and the exit that it made, or at least that it created, or the point of entry. So, have anybody find anything?
Annabelle kind of raises her hand. Yes, there have been a few things that I found that...
Sorry, what? Blinks a couple of times and turns to Annabelle. Yes. What did you find out?
Well, I think we're dealing with more than one person here. It is obvious that someone bashed in through the door and back out the roof, but on the building next to this, there were claw marks into the walls. And inside, I found an arrowhead. Someone was shooting, and she kind of points to the window that is broken, was shooting at the person inside, and then climbed up the wall. Well, the second person just bursts in through the window, or through the door, and then she kind of vaguely gestures to where all the blood is, did what he did, and then went back out through the roof.
May I have the arrowhead, please? As he extends a hand.
She points to where she saw it laying. She hasn't picked it up. She just... And from what I've... Oh, yeah.
No, you go on. I was just going to say he's going to go and grab it.
Okay. And Annabelle continues. And from what I've been gathering from my contacts, 2, and she kind of air quotes, monsters have been spotted. One of them seemed to have very large wings, while the other one had huge claws. I first thought it was just, well, the ranting and raving of people in fear that they imagine things out of their own nightmares. But since there are claw marks on the wall and the distance between the jumps are just, well, way too great to have been ordinary jumps, even supernatural at that.
So what you're saying is that we're obviously dealing with an individual or individuals that are quite large in size and are very, well, have features that are very easily spotted, correct?
I wouldn't necessarily say both are very large. At least one of them, who bashed through the window, will have to be sturdy enough to actually be able to function after going through a wall. But yes, one of them would have claws, or at least that the other one.
See, I heard from some of my associates that the attack in the bazaar, whilst it did happen, there are no witnesses to it. And you have to realize the bazaar is an incredibly busy place. And sure, there were shopkeepers tending to their shops; those could not see him. But there are always customers, late night customers as well, and they apparently did not see anything as well. So, if we're dealing with someone that is quite large,
So, Chris,
Yeah, 7
tell me
successes.
everything.
Jesus. Spoiler alert. Okay, so
the color of their underwear was blue.
Yeah, tell me. Tell
this
me
arrowhead is not
their
particularly
biography.
special to this person. However, they are a skilled archer and it's something they care about a lot. It's after all, this time in era, it would make sense that she would care so much about car martial prowess, considering that women generally don't have a place in that profession in the Dark Ages. And you can feel a certain intensity regarding every shot fired, as that sort of emotional, primary emotional intensity begins to clear. You're witness to this face.
Mm-hmm.
You have not seen this face before. But you have total clarity. Her name is Maria.
Oh no. Sorry.
You can't really tell her last name. You see it is clouded in your mind as perhaps it is in hers. Perhaps she has forgotten, or perhaps she got rid of it when she became a K-Knight. There is a strong sense of justice, self-righteousness imbued into what you're feeling, not just the arrow, but something else that's happening. And a deep sense of resentment. And as you kind of examine that sense of righteousness and resentment, it starts becoming rather clear to you of what clan she is from. Your clan. And you can tell that this shot that was fired was made to assist, not to kill. It was assisting someone else. But you've spent your fair amount of time to this Misi domain. You've never heard of this person or seen them before.
Mm-hmm.
Not of your clan. Most likely broke into the city. The emotional state regarding a relationship between this weapon and this person does seem to indicate some sort of personal crusade. And as you kind of gather that, the vision begins to clear from your mind of this person, of the arrow being shot, of the whiz of the arrow through the air, of a window smashing of it, striking someone in the shoulder, the victim that you recognize. But then you hear a simple crunch. There was a message to be sent. The one last piece of information you get is that of expectation, anticipation. Like they are waiting. Or they want something to happen.
Mm-hmm.
No, Irene, stop being a benefits cheat. But that is what you see.
Do I get more?
More? You got 7 successes,
me a
not
stat.
5, so I will say no. It's the relationship between this. You do get information about this person you otherwise wouldn't. You're able to kind of almost push past the typical notion of justice item, but the information you get is still limited. But however, as someone of your clan, you know what hatred for the Tremere feels like.
Uh-huh.
Join the club.
Yep.
While Ecleus
Yes.
was doing his weird thing with the arrow, Anna was still talking to Gufran, where she says, well, it certainly looks that they are working together and that there's some form of coordination between the two of them. So I wouldn't put it past them for them to be able to pull something off than something like this. And Gufran is being busy.
Okay, I need to shut down that window.
Oh, Eklos, you can also tell the information you've gathered of the rest of this group that this person is clearly more subtle than whatever bashed a wall in.
I'm sorry, I was closing a window. What did you say? I heard Ecleos.
You can tell that this person is far more subtle than whoever bashed the wall in. But also allowed it to happen.
And he, after probably having his eyes go white for a little bit, he shakes his head,
Are you alright?
I am fine, yes. You talked about claw marks. Claw
Annabelle
marks.
nods.
Yeah.
Yes. At least looks like it. And she kind of gestures towards the building on the other side where the claw marks are on.
And
Your
he
clan
turns-
can have claws.
and he turns to the carpet individual. Like I don't know your name, man.
Gufron, the carpet merchant.
Well, he's
Yes,
not listening
go
to it
from
anyway, so
the
it doesn't matter.
carpet
Just call him
dweller.
Carpet Man.
Carpet man.
He turned to the fraud. I heard you talking about size. Can you elaborate, please?
Yeah, what you've seen is a person who is not particularly large.
Look at the hole.
The hole is massive.
Yes, I know. I'm talking about the previous acts.
Well, I thought. Oh, perhaps.
We had no
Never mind.
description of the
I just
perpetrator.
knew. What we've been told is that the individual, or as Annabelle stated, individuals, or perhaps different individuals, had some striking features. Perhaps it was my own mind that jumped to large immediately. Did you discover anything?
Hmm. I may be starting to put things together. I need to make sure of one last thing before I can draw any conclusions. And he's going to start like muttering under his breath in Greek. Whoever speaks Greek, he's saying he's basically saying, I hope the thunder hasn't followed me here. And he's going to storm off to wherever the claw mark has been.
Yeah, Irene will follow him because, first of all, it's Actios Day, and second of all, the fuck you just said? Like, she was standing right next to him, so yeah.
Are they leaving the building or leaving the group at large for something else?
I mean, pretty much anybody is free to follow Ecleus. He just wants to see the claw mark that Sheila's character has seen. So I don't know exactly where it's located.
All right.
It's on the other side of the wall, on the roof.
Okay, then yeah, he's going on the roof.
Irene will follow as best as she can, and she'll kind of gesture to the others to follow as well.
As Irene's walking, she'll hear something whisper from one of the sides. The large creature. Remember the large creature I told you about?
And she just nods because, yeah, no.
Garland will look at Gufron, and he brings up the fact that he said that his contact said that whatever did the damage wasn't necessarily seen clearly. If that was correct.
Yes. Apparently, it was unnoticed. Quite unlike this.
Actually, it was not.
Sorry.
She will look around. Actually, it was not. Not entirely.
One does wonder how you can miss something like this. Well, I have a fair idea, but... Okay.
I don't know if through some of the people that I talked to, there seems to be maybe possibly a group of people that may have noticed these actions, but the information wasn't as concise as I wanted it to be. There seems to be the local gangs have been going through this area, if I remember the message correctly, and seem to be investigating or doing some type of action against something.
Well, let us keep our attention here for now, until we need to widen it out. And he's going to turn his attention towards Ecleus because he seems onto something.
He's currently studying the wall. How many successes did you get, friend?
I mean, first I need to know what's the diff
Um,
for that claw mark.
Claw mark. It's a mark on a wall. It's probably going to be high. It's probably going to be diff 6 this time, just because.
Yeah.
It's difficult. Yeah, because it's not. The wall has seen shit.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah,
It's different. I
It's
get
not
it.
really the mark you're interrogating more than it is the wall. It's just that the mark is connected to the wall, so you're kind of trying to look for a certain experience that's taken place on this wall. And you do risk getting lost in the static, effectively, the effective static, as it were.
And
but
yes,
it's still a recent event, so it's still
Yes.
like only diff 6.
yeah, it's still easier
Yeah,
than if it happened 3 weeks ago.
happened like a year ago, then it'd be like diff 8.
Yeah, no problem. And also, yes, please study closely my other question.
Yeah, you can you can tell it's not obviously not that. I'll just let you have that. It's not
Okay.
that. Don't worry.
Okay, it's not my worst fear.
It's not your worst nightmare ever. No.
Okay. At least I'm reassured.
That's reassuring. Spending another willpower. Okay.
Yeah, I did well. That's only 2 successes on this.
2 successes on. Okay. Making me look for stuff. I don't appreciate that.
Fuck up all the fun.
Okay. You get this person's general attire upon climbing this wall. You can kind of picture their hands in a way. They are not the sort of. They're exactly they're exactly the kind of claws you're thinking that you'd be expecting after the information you garnered. You don't really get a clear picture of the person's face, but the information seems to match up with what you've already seen. Apart from the claws, they seem to be new. But you only really get the general attire and hair color of this person. Their gender is female.
Okay, so what is exactly the attire? Because you say you see the attire and it's not what you would expect. I'm like, oh, okay.
Lightly armored, as you witnessed before, on the person you can call Maria.
Okay, so it's armored.
Yeah. Same gender, same general armor. New claws.
And claws, okay. Would I be able to remake another roll at a higher diff?
You'd risk getting less information.
That's true, but I don't have a lot.
You may attempt the roll at a +2 difficulty. You may also not spend willpower in this action.
Yeah, of course. Obviously.
Beforehand, yeah.
Obviously.
So, I mean, it is a lot harder to go at it a second time.
Yeah, no,
it's not exactly aura absorption, but you are pulling on the aura a little bit, and you are getting mentally tired at this point.
Yeah. No. I will tempt fate and get burned. Or, have 3 successes.
Wow, fuck you.
Well, I love you very much also.
3 successes. Yeah, you feel a sense of emotionally a sense of a work done, a sense of not accomplishment, but of completion. And that there is a sense of completion upon and it was, and definitely appears to be whatever is going on here. The person appears to have been climbing up. In addition to the information you already have.
Okay. Let me actually save my notes first.
What is this happening? Can everyone please roll me perception alertness?
It should be noted that I have been looking to make sure that we didn't get ambushed.
Well, pardon, what have you been doing, Grin?
Grin has been watching, I put it in side chat several times, that he's been watching the outside to make sure he didn't get ambushed.
No, that's fine. Grin, you roll.
Sorry. Max.
Gufran, everything is fine. There's literally, there is no one here. Everyone's kind of terrified of you, so they kind of just like...
I mean, you should start a party.
Yeah, they just kind of all close their doors. Everyone's asleep.
You know what? This is the new location for the Sedek party. These people could use some entertainment in their lives. God damn
these
it!
people. I mean, everything here is like it's eerily calm. It is extremely.
Would you say it is too calm?
Well, arrangements have been made for you, so it's likely this is actually it in a sense.
Ah, all right.
I got 2 successes, Chris.
Okay, I'm just gonna roll real quick. Holy shit! Is that real? That's real.
That's real.
That's real. Okay.
Damn.
That's actually
Okay.
So whatever it is, just stub its toe and say,
re-roll that,
ow.
but there you go.
Yeah,
So it's what you see. And this is actually regardless of how many successes you get, because even with a failure, this is actually extremely hard to spot.
Okay. What is the difficulty for me?
I'm actually going to say you do not get the bonus here because you've been busy talking to people and engaging with people.
No, that's fine.
And your sight is kind of, this is where the extra detail works against you. You become distracted by all the details on people's like closed faces. You literally see every intricate detail. Not quite to the molecular level, but it may as well be. That's how distracting this is. You're kind of being overstimulated with information right now. So, okay, Grin, you see this first because you're the one keeping watch. You see a kind of glimmer in the middle of the road. It's kind of hard to say what it is because it's just a glimmer. It's almost like the environment is shimmering slightly, and just in the middle of the road is just like this. It's almost like when you're at when there's a fire, and the kind of air around it causes what you perceive to look like it's shimmering. That's basically what it's almost like.
So you're saying the Predator's outside and we should call Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yes. It's that sort of kind of double take, like you kind of narrow your eyes and like, what the hell is that? Like you can't make out anything other than it's like just kind of it's just a shimmer in the air.
Grin, who is watching, will just turn and kind of whisper ugly, ambush! and dive behind a wall, obfuscated.
Irene will pull Ecleos down at that point then, because they're on the roof.
Now, Chris, I have a question. I botched. But Grin did say ambush. So can I react, or am I like, what?
You think it's coming from the other side of the road. You think it's coming from the other side of the road.
Okay, can I still enter obfuscate or no?
Yeah, you can absolutely enter. You can try and enter obfuscate. I'll say you can, quote unquote. This is complicated, but yes, you can.
All right.
It will become complicated. I'll just say you can for the moment. You disappear.
Stealth roll?
I mean, roll me, what's it, wit stealth?
Sure.
So that's what you need to not be discovered when you're obfuscating level 2.
Yep.
Keep in mind, you can't obfuscate if you're being actively searched for. Of course, you wouldn't necessarily know that.
Well, if you're being, if you are seen, you cannot obfuscate whilst you are in vision. Even if you are being searched for, you can still obfuscate. Let me grab my dice. Wits stealth, you said, right?
Yeah. Also, keep in mind, Grin, when you talk to people, your obfuscate would break.
Yeah, that's why he dove behind a wall to re-obfuscate.
Go behind a wall to re-obfuscate. Yep, that's fine.
I'm gonna spend a willpower point.
Okay. Yep. Sorry. We'll just let Max.
Sorry. Yeah.
Spend a willpower point to use your obfuscate. Okay. Sorry. Yeah.
I will spend a blood point to activate Shadow Play.
Okay.
And basically, Irene is, well, I won't say on top of Ecleos, but she's damn right keeping it
flying. Following.
Something just changed.
So yeah, the shadows coalesce around you, swamping you in darkness.
So would you say that Damien is currently covered in a Saskia blanket?
Yes.
In a Saskia rug?
You're covered in a Saskia rug right now.
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm totally not activating up.
I mean, Ecleos is just straight up covered in Saskia, so... but, I mean, yeah, you kind of panic and hide. You lose sight of the shimmer as you do this, as you kind of dart behind the wall.
No, my shimmering doodle!
But nothing happens. You sit there, obfuscated, for a good 30 seconds, then a good minute, then a second minute, and then nothing happens.
About still standing in the road.
There is no one comes out. No one is searching for you. There is no violence.
What's the diff, Chris?
I'll just say 6.
All right.
But yeah, you kind of.
Automatic success. God damn.
You're fine.
So that is two successes.
So basically, half the party obfuscates into the ether under the large shadowy mass that Irene has created with her Saskia rug. But
this is gonna stay for such a long time.
Nothing actually happens. It's just, and you just kind of sit there just to be sure for an additional minute. And nothing happens. There is nothing. There is truly only the darkness and the sound of the noise. Yes.
Can I make a perception awareness roll to see if there's anything like still doing stuff?
Do you kind of poke your head out?
No.
No, but
I mean,
that is exactly what Annabelle is doing.
Absolutely not.
I thought awareness was more like a sixth sense.
Sixth sense.
I mean,
actually, yeah. I'll say you can make the roll then with that. Yeah, I'll say make it a difficulty 8.
I could try. I don't even know what my awareness is. Do I even have awareness? I mean, I say this. Oh, I have awareness. Oh, wow.
You have like something.
Yeah.
Chris, Annabelle is trying the same thing to see what the hell is making shimmers appear everywhere.
I mean,
Aw.
you
Stupid
kind of
one.
darted behind a wall, so you can't see them anymore, or see it, like, because it was only a shimmer.
I haven't done anything yet. I'm just literally standing in the middle of the road.
You're just kind of standing all alone in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
Go.
I was trying to clarify.
Okay. You can. You can see
Best
the
unicorn bait ever.
the shimmer. The shimmer kind of begins. It's hard to. It's move in some fashion, in a horizontal fashion, and then you kind of lose track of it as it kind of vanishes into darkness.
With the three successes, I guess I noticed the shimmer, and I noticed everybody kind of darting away and hiding. I guess my response to seeing, to know that something's around us and doing something that probably seems supernatural, I will spend a blood point to increase my reflexes, raise my dex, and
5 blood.
I'm not necessarily hiding because the fact that we're all hiding and I don't know if they can see
whatever you thought was looking for you has since vanished.
Yeah.
So I'll say you don't have to make the stealth roll.
All right. And I just kind of shift my head back and forth, just scanning the area, but I don't quite make a move yet because I don't. Even though I don't feel like somebody's watching me, I don't want to give them a reason to chase me yet.
Yeah, Annabelle is going to make a perception alertness check to see if she sees anything or anyone in the neighborhood that could be a possible threat.
I mean, you don't really see anything in that regard. The shimmer that was there has since vanished. There aren't any
so
people
I'm
out
sure
on the
that
street.
it's not there anymore.
There are no animals. You're not sure, but it's gone. The shimmer is gone. You don't know if whatever was causing it.
Well,
is
no,
still
that's
around.
what the shimmer stopped.
The shimmer has stopped.
Well, Annabelle will very softly call out that, well, has ceased.
Has ceased.
To exist.
You know where the shimmer moved to?
Just keeping to the walls and walking towards where she saw the shimmer go off to.
Do people follow her?
Greg will follow obfuscated.
Okay. Please roll me your manipulation stealth.
Irene is just not a fighter, so...
I mean, you can be on your own if you want.
No, if the entire group is following, she will follow, of course, but...
Difficulty AC is 7.
None of us are fighters.
We're all lovers around here.
There's
Especially
not
you and me, Damien.
You said div 7? Chris, did you say div 7?
Difficulty 7, yeah.
So,
Are we all rolling for this?
so what are we rolling?
Just JC.
Okay, just JC.
Yeah.
It's follow.
You're in Obfuscate 1, right? So you can't move. Or
Yeah.
do you have Obfuscate 2
I'm
and you
in
switched to
2.
back?
No, Obfuscate in Dark Ages was changed. Obfuscate 1 in Dark Ages is just complete silence.
Oh, just complete silence. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's quite as one that from.
Quite a one, yeah. So you can, sorry, using Obfuscate 1 or 2? Because you can switch to 2 now, basically. I'm not sure if you have it. Do you have it?
I'm in 2, yeah.
You're okay. So, all right. Okay.
I am the knight.
You are the knight. Kufran, using Obfuscate 1, right?
Mm-hmm. What?
Okay, that's fine. Are you following Annabelle to where she said the shimmer went?
Mine Obfuscate. Wait,
Yes.
can they see me?
The shimmer left when you obfuscated, when you kind of all panicked and ran behind a wall, ran for cover basically. So you haven't seen where the shimmer has gone. Annabelle says she knows where it went and is following it.
I'm like, what?
This
I'll
bitch is high.
I'll stick in. I'll keep an obfuscate too.
Okay,
And
please roll me manipulation stealth.
oh, also Def 7. I take it. All right, noodles.
You only have to not.
You know what? That's an awfully hard. This
Yeah,
evening.
that's fair. You have botch like twice the C.
Luckily, this is one of my better dice pools.
At least you're making up for the quota. Oh yeah, you're fine. You're not witnessed.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Yeah. Annabelle,
Wrapped in Saskia's rugs
You
again.
you can. Annabelle, you can. It's very difficult for you to make out where the shimmer is at any given point, as it is nighttime, and it often seems to go into dark areas. It's more like you kind of see it blip from time to time because it's extremely difficult to keep track of. It's kind of like trying to keep track of a fly. You're like, oh, it's there, now it's there, and that's there, and that sort of thing, rather than having a being able to cohesively track it consistently. You kind of see it blip from point to point. Until there is a very, very, very noticeable motion. The shimmer becomes visible to everyone as it kind of erupts. The shimmer rises into the air.
Uh-oh.
Annabelle just looks up as she says, okay, can someone please tell me they saw this as well?
Yeah,
Could we see the shimmer, by the way?
Yeah, the
Still?
shimmer leaps into the air onto a rooftop.
I mean, we're still on rooftops, I believe. At least Eklios and Irene.
Garland, no, actually, you guys panicked and all kind of ran off.
Mm,
Oh, they
I
were
pushed
on
him
the
to the-
roof previously.
I
and they
pushed
were
him
kind of-
Eklios had to get off the roof to investigate the claw marks.
I thought he had
Garland
Yeah.
ran off and increased his stacks.
I thought people had said the calamar were on the fucking roof.
They're on the wall. They're on the wall. They're on the wall outside the building. They were not on the
I
roof.
was near the wall.
It was on the wall. That's why we had all that. That's why we had that talk about how when you spirits touch, you're using it on the wall rather than on the claw marks, because the claw marks are on the wall. They were not on the roof.
No, that was my
details.
fault. I thought it was on the wall of the roof.
No,
Sorry.
there was a point where someone had clearly jumped because that edge of the roof was damaged, and there had been an obvious trail up to that point, and the claw marks led in a completely opposite direction.
Yeah, that makes sense to my theory.
However, the shimmer seems to be moving at a much faster pace.
Well, once I saw the shimmer jump up, because at this point I feel Garland go, okay, this is a chase now. He'll jump off. I'll try to jump on top of the roof and follow it.
Okay, please make me a strength athletics roll.
Okay.
Hey, Chris.
Yep.
So I'm a cheesy Nosferatu, and I have 2 6 success bats, and they're gonna follow this thing.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
The bats go nowhere near you for some reason. Not you, the group.
Yeah, they won't go near the group, but yeah. and he's going to, and I will follow Garland as he jumps up. So you said strength athletics.
Strength athletics to jump up. If you want to try and follow it from the ground, you can try and run after it. That would be dex athletics, but you will lose track of it at certain points as it moves from, well, as it kind of either falls off the roof or jumps to another one or something like that. So it's going to be a bit more difficult to keep track of on the ground.
I'll go strength athletics and I'll spend a blood for potence.
Okay, can you make me a quick wit stealth roll? Because this would impact your obfuscate as you're making a very large, loud jump as you literally jump up to a rooftop.
Absolutely. Wit stealth first. That's 3.
Yep.
And then you said strength athletics.
Yes.
Normal diff.
Normal diff.
Okay.
Sorry.
Plus I have an automatic success because of potence. So that's 4.
What did you get on your wit stealth roll?
3.
Your obfuscate breaks.
Okay. Where does it break?
It breaks as you land on the building.
Okay. As he lands and realizes he
you only
appears.
just don't fall through it.
Okay.
You land cleanly. It's that the roof isn't stable.
I got you.
Okay, Annabelle is going to spend for jumping from roof to roof. That's strength athletics.
It's strength athletics because you have to jump. It's not about speed. It's about making your way up to the roof, which would require either climbing or jumping.
Well, jumping for the win. Annabelle is going to spend blood to increase her strength. I can maximally spend 3, right?
Yes.
Okay. Then she's going to put.
You're on 11, so yeah, you go down to 8. You're on. So you're on pretty high strength right now. But yeah, strength athletics.
While she's rolling, Chris, I forgot I should have 2 extra successes because those 10s counts as 2. So I actually had 5, not 3.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine. You land incredibly cleanly on the roof. You're actually pretty close to the shimmer.
Okay. And I'm still obfuscated. Because of the 10s. That's what I was saying. I got 5 on the stealth.
Specialty is in obfuscate.
It's in prowl, yeah.
Prowl?
It's a stealth, yeah. So when I'm tracking something in obfuscate. It's up to you. If you don't want to count it, that's fine too.
Yeah, I'd say for this because this is not a tracking roll.
Sure.
This is
okay.
It's really a it's a because it was you
That's
jump and you jump like a normal person, Annabelle, and then you fall over.
Yeah. I had
kind of like I can do what those guys with potence can do, and then you realize you can't. So everyone kind of sees like everyone sees Grin for one, which is strange. People see Garland leap up to the building, to the rooftop. Again, they both of them land fairly cleanly. Grin is quite close to the shimmer. Annabelle, you try and jump up. And then you kind of, your hand just reaches the roof, and then the tile's very slippery, and it's not a tile, but it's very unstable, and the wood just breaks, and you fall on your ass. Please soak me free bashing.
Did everyone jump, actually?
Oh, pardon?
Did everyone jump?
No. Gufron hasn't, Eklios hasn't, and you haven't.
Okay, cool.
There's 3 people on the ground. 2 people on the roof, and Annabelle falling off the roof.
Yeah. Hey, Chris, that leather armor is that going to help me? So can he?
Armor values count for half when taking into account falling damage. So you get an additional soak dice, but not 2. Not 2 soak dice, only 1 extra soak dice.
Luckily, it's only bashing damage.
Yeah, it's only bashing. It's not too significant. It's just that it kind of hurts.
Yeah,
you're fine. You it like your butt's all sore, but other than that, You're a vampire. You don't really care much for mortal injury, so you just kind of dust yourself off, and it's no problem. However, the shimmer is moving away. Ekilos, Irene, Gufran, can you please mail me perception alertness real quick? I think we're about to get heated.
Okay.
Oh god, that's actually pretty bad for you because she has a specialty.
Did I have to roll too, sweetie?
Yeah, everyone on the ground gets to roll. People chasing the shimmer don't get to roll. They're focused on the shimmer.
Gotcha, no problem.
Oh god. Oh god, no.
Oh boy.
I'd like to note that I'm still in obfuscate.
Can I
We still
roll?
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine, Gufran. You are invisible.
I am not. I'm just a little less.
1, 2,
Seeable?
3.
As long as I'm
Four
safe, none of these guys
successes.
matter. You know.
Okay, so she's gonna get 2 extra dice this.
Oh boy.
That's gonna suck.
This is also in obfuscate, so I'm literally the only one there. Hi.
Oh yeah, Ekilos is just hiding now. I mean, Ekilos is
Ekilos-
making no noise.
I
He's not.
will point that I only have obfuscate 1, not
Yeah,
obfuscate
you're
2.
still completely viewable. You're just
completely
making 0
viewable.
noise.
And no,
But
because
you've activated Quietus 1. You can't talk to each other now. I think.
I've actually used my shadow blade to mostly hide him sometimes.
Yeah, there's a zone of absolute silence around you, which does not help in you trying to detect the your new assailant. Actually, yes.
However, I will point out that if she is outside of my radius, we can hear her.
You can hear her.
I will point that out.
But you don't see anything because you didn't roll the amount of successes required.
Well, I mean, I know, Chris. No need to rub the wound with your stealth knife that deals
bullshit.
aggravated damage.
Get
Well,
on with
all
it.
the aggravated damage. Oh, you want me to do your aggravated damage? I can do that if you want.
No, I want to
No.
move the scene along, guys. Seriously.
Anyway, well, I mean, this happens now. You are violently struck in the leg, Eklios. For
I mean, it's okay. It's my leg. I don't really need legs.
no, it does slow you down, however.
You make a valid point.
Oh, 5 lethal. Ouch.
I mean, you hurt my feelings.
Wow, that was a really good roll. She is a longbow. Oh god. Okay, this weapon has armor piercing 4. Your armor does not count for the purposes of soak. Whoops.
Yeah.
Chris, I have a question.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I still soak 2 damage.
Garland in the beginning of the scene asked if because he had a sword breaking weapon, and you said that armor piercing didn't apply in this season.
2 daggers because that was in season 1. Because someone was using daggers and it was like, actually, this is broken.
All right.
I'm now going to house rule that for longbows. Because armor piercing 4. I'm just going to see if I've been completely fair on there. Is it harder to use? Okay, she does have the strength for that. Yeah, it's just that longbows are really hard to use. You need high strength to even use them. So she actually is legit able to use this weapon. But yeah, more how that in the future. This happens, Grin Garland, as the shimmer now turns towards you. It has stopped moving.
I don't like shimmers.
To grow wider and larger.
Okay. So this thing is still relatively translucent, but we know it's getting wider.
It's getting larger. Please roll me initiative.
Okay.
For everyone or just the ones on the rooftop?
For everyone.
Yeah.
Well, tough. I ruined
But I
my
mean, you
thing.
can Gaia.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need to have actions if you don't want to.
Precisely.
Just give them someone else. Ah, nice. Ah, okay.
Well, how about that?
The woman says nothing as she begins to notch another arrow.
Huh.
For me.
I know
Yep,
what I could do.
Just please
I
note
have-
your initiative in the chat, and I will.
I have an idea. It's a terrible idea, but I have an idea.
That's fine. I love
Run.
terrible ideas.
You're gonna propose. Hey, wanna join the height?
No.
It's a lot of fun.
Actually-
With party. And carpet.
Actually, well, now that you say it so, Damien, that's an even better idea. But, no.
I'm neutral ground. I'm set height.
By the way, Chris, before we actually start combat, because we can see her now, right?
You can see the woman, but the shimmer has remained the same. It is, well, it's not remained the same. It's still a shimmer. It's just growing larger and appears to be taking a more cohesive form.
It's about the woman.
Yeah.
Do I recognize her?
Nope.
Okay, cool. Bit confused.
Total enigma to you.
What?
Total enigma to you. You don't know this
Okay.
person. Eklios recognizes this person from his
Yeah.
vision.
No, I was more thinking about another vision that I had. a
Oh,
while
no,
ago.
no. Don't worry.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Stop assuming everyone who's called Maria is that person.
I can't do it. It's always dark women with white hair and with white faces and
She doesn't
stuff
even
like
have
that.
white hair. Wrong at everything, Irene, you failure.
I'd also like to add
Excuse
that
you.
that
Salt-
picture is not a black woman with white hair, but you know.
It's like
You're
the
out.
inverse. She's a white woman with black hair.
Stop confusing me.
But yes. Okay, so I have your initiatives. I'm just going to roll for hers real quick. She sucks.
Oh, good.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
she,
Fuck her.
indeed, she,
Pretty sure her other attributes make up for it.
okay, so. Corinne, you go first. What do you do?
Grin.
Grin, he's up here looking at this thing. Keeps getting bigger and bigger. And he's still small, small. So let's see. It hasn't like it just has turned and started getting bigger. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah,
It's pretty threatening.
I was gonna say I think the animal in him is gonna take over, and he's going to. Like I'm just up on a rooftop. There's nothing up here. Is that correct?
Yeah, there's nothing up here other than you. The roof is not stable. There are also people below you.
Like humans?
You can, yeah, you can tell that there are people moving around down there. Maybe on the bottom floor, not on the first floor. This is a very, very delicate situation.
Oh, so there are people in the house.
There are people in the house. Everything is locked. Like the house is obviously locked. This is before you ran up there, but like obviously everything is closed. But yeah, this is kind of a.
And Garland is standing beside me.
The Garland is standing beside you, steadfast,
Oh.
like the boss that he is.
Excellent. I will step behind Garland and obfuscate. Thank you.
Oh, JC, you magical bastard.
Let me check. Is Garland even big enough for you to do that?
Ooh, thunder.
Let me check. I'm just going to check the rules for Obfuscate 2 here.
Annabelle's not in the initiative order.
I mean, you're in combat right now. Its attention is focused on you, so you'll find your Obfuscate here is not functioning. You're still in its line of sight.
Okay.
And the moment it kicks the shit out of Garland, you realize suddenly your cover is gone.
Okay. All right. Well, then I will. I don't even see it.
You can jump off and try and Obfuscate, though.
No. I will. I'm not in charge of this. So,
This is true.
mm,
It's glorious leaders.
I know my glorious leaders are making rugs.
Lala.
Okay, because something has to happen. I'm going to hold my action to see what Garland does. So I'm holding till 9. Because he's a high clan, so obviously he will know what to do.
Come on, High Clan, what do you do? Actually, no, it's Eklios next.
Come on, High
Yes,
Clan,
it
what do
is.
you do?
So exactly which one is facing me?
The one that shot you in the leg, you are brutally wounded by that, was Maria, who's on a separate rooftop. You do have ample cover to work with. There is this kind of building has a bit of an outstretched roof for you to take cover of. There are some there's some general junk and detritus lying around. You can go behind a wall. You can attempt to scale the wall yourself. That's going to make it harder for her to hit you if you get up real close to her. But you have to climb the wall, and that's going to be tricky. It is, however, actually possible to climb the wall. There is you do have a means to scale it. There's basically a bunch of crates off to the side that you can use to scale the wall, kind of a la Assassin's Creed.
Mm.
To Gufron, she is in range for you to hit her with your tongue, if you can do that.
I do not have that level of Serpentis yet, good sir.
That is sad. Sad days.
Blame it all on Gofran.
I do, however, have another idea, but we'll get to that point.
We'll get to that. Eklios, what you do?
Okay. So what you're saying is that I could get under cover.
Yes. It's kind of hard to move. You're in
Well, I mean, you say
excruciating
that,
pain.
I'm just injured.
I mean, that's like, as someone who just recently dislocated a shoulder, that still fucking hurts. You took injured is still like a fracture. That's still incredibly painful. You're just moving at like half your movement speed or something like that.
Mm. So question, can I move will I be able to move into cover and then spend blood point to heal myself?
Yeah, you can just take the arrow out of your leg and then spend a blood point to heal it. You will have to you can get into cover, and I'll say you need to roll, I believe it's stamina survival to be able to heal. The blood point is not wasted, it's more that you just don't spend it. You just can't muster up the you're panicking too much, basically. So just roll stamina survival, and then you'll be able to heal for as much blood as you can spend.
Yeah, and actually I can't really quote unquote make a big retreat. I need to protect Saskia's character, actually, because that's on my road. So I'm just gonna heal.
Yes, you must help those in need. Granted, you are quite in need right now.
Notice Annabelle is
one
standing
need,
there as
so-
well.
To be fair, you seem to be the guy who's most in need right now.
Yes. That's also very, very important.
Like they're not actually injured at all, so I would not consider this a violation of your road. Actually, but she's like a fair lady in the Dark Ages, so maybe.
I mean, you made another Bruiser, or you made a Bruiser roll his lust for innocence on me.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah,
I-
actually, yes, this is absolutely true. Yeah, you need to help. You need to help
Yep.
Irene.
Hey,
So
Chris.
I'm just gonna heal 1 point of damage. As
Okay,
I
roll stamina survival.
yes, I rolled.
Hey,
Oh,
Chris.
did you roll? Sorry. Yep, Max.
I rolled 1 success.
Honor's a lie.
Lol. You don't need the amount of like if you just get 1 success is what's necessary for you to heal as much blood as you can spend. So you can heal
Okay,
for
so
2.
I heal 2 blood points.
Yeah, you're at
I'm at the
yeah.
sufficient generation to actually spend 2 blood
yeah
points.
you said you're injured, so you're bruised now.
Yep.
So you're fine. You can move as fast as you want. You take that arrow out, you rip it down, you regenerate. You see the woman who was aiming at you look kind of frustrated.
And
But she just takes
can
the arrow.
yeah, can I say something actually?
You're in a zone of silence.
Well, I
Say
mean,
it
fuck
with your
you.
lips.
Next one.
Just stick your tongue out.
I did not know you had the child demeanor.
It's okay. I will do that. I would like to.
God's sakes.
Anyway, it's the shimmering thing.
It's the shit. Eclipse, you're in cover, goddammit. You drag Irene with you to cover.
Yes.
Okay, Irene, you're in cover. The shimmer makes its move. The shimmer is going to strike at Garland because that's what's in front of him, and Grin just kind of stepped behind Garland as a human meat shield, one inhuman meat shield. So that's what it's gonna do.
Can I dodge?
Use your action dodging.
Yeah. I am not up for getting hit.
Okay. You may spend your action dodging, good sir.
Okie dokie.
You need to get 2 successes or higher.
Alrighty. Together, that's because I raised my dex, and absolutely that's 4. Then I have athletics 2, so yeah, that's 60-10. I dodge it.
You do get 2 successes, so you dodge. However, that is your action for the turn.
Not unless I'm allowed to spend celerity, but I'm at 5 blood, so I don't want to put myself in danger right now.
Yeah, you dodge out of the way. Grin, your cover has removed itself from your presence.
I was gonna say, so when it attacked,
Yeah,
when it
kind of-
attacked, did it appear? What is it?
No, it doesn't actually. But you can feel like this kind of. You can feel kind of the kind of strength of this shimmering presence as it swipes past Garland. Like that is a meaty right hook it has. You can tell it's like this supposed hand looks a little bit crooked.
That's not a good thing.
It's not like a fist. Yeah, it's not a good thing.
Okay, not my turn yet. That was the Shimmer's turn, right?
Yep.
Annabelle!
Yay! Well, Annabelle takes the bow in her hand and she knocks an arrow and she's gonna fire.
Okay, who do you shoot at?
Oh, wait.
There's 2 targets. There's one person shooting firing a shot off. Well, fired a shot at Equios. Then there is the shimmering thing, which just tried to take off Garland's head.
And then there's me.
Yeah, and then there's the side.
And then there's the set side.
No, but she's also going to spend
Tough choices.
3, or what should I do?
You'll know who I would choose.
Yeah, she's going to spend 3 blood points into dexterity.
Okay, you were at 8 blood. You're not 5.
5.
I'm
not starting to nibble on people.
You're not hungry yet, but you're getting to that point very quickly.
I know.
Yep. Please make your archery check against whoever you want to shoot at.
All you people with your low generations and shit.
Oh yeah, what kind of bow?
Oh, go
what kind of
Sassy.
bow are you using, by the way? I presume it's a short bow. You don't have the strength to use a long bow. I know that.
Just upped my strength to 5, so.
Are you dex?
I mean, yeah, but would you take a longbow that you
I already upped my
can't,
strength.
unless you're really well fed?
No,
Actually,
I
yes,
just
a
have
longbow bow or short bow? So we're just going to say short bow just because that makes more sense.
Yep,
It still has
for
armor
short
piercing too. You're fine. You shoot the bow. You hit. Who are you hitting? Are you hitting the bow? Are you hitting Maria or are you hitting Shin?
Yeah, well, the woman.
The what?
The woman. I don't know.
The woman.
Yeah,
Okay.
Maria.
Roll damage. It's your mana successes -2 +2. It negates 2 of her armor, which is all she has. So.
And a 10 counts as 1 or 2 successes.
Do you have a specialty?
Nope.
Then
1
no.
success. So you basically roll 4d10 basically.
Okay.
Wait, a short bow is just 2 damage?
It's 2 lethal only.
Oh,
Longbow is 4
more.
lethal. It's
Damn.
just that I rolled extremely well on the 60-10.
And it has armor piercing.
It does have armor piercing. That's what makes it good. Wow, you do 4
Go suck
lethal.
a dick.
Okay.
Wow.
So you kind of throttle her a bit there.
And it has armor piercing.
Shoot her off the goddamn roof. Little
Yeah, the arrow kind of strikes her nastily in the shoulder, bursting through her leather armor. But it does not stop her focus. In fact, her focus changes towards you.
Fuck me.
Who is next?
Irene.
Hi. I am trying to look up Obteneration 2 at the moment. I don't know if it's still the same as in normal V20.
It's the power is the same. The mechanics are different. Roll manipulation, occult difficulty 7. Who do you want to point it at?
Well, the one who's targeting stuff.
Okay,
My stuff.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That would be Maria.
Exactly.
That would be the archer. So.
And does it still also knock off 2 of her stamina?
Yes. It takes. Keep in mind, it takes stamina away from whoever is within the cloud. It does not discriminate.
Perception occult, you said, right?
Manipulation occult difficulty 7. Success results in a
Occult.
cloud of impenetrable darkness 10 feet in diameter, any within 50 meters of the character. Each additional success may add 10 feet or 3 meters to the diameter of the cloud at the caster's discretion.
But I can target it, right? Or is it just around me?
Pardon?
I can target it.
Yeah, you
right?
can. Yeah, you can. Anywhere within your line of sight, she's within your line of sight, and she's within. Say she's within 50 meters of you. Yeah,
can I spend a willpower on it?
I allowed Grin to spend a willpower on his obfuscate roll, so I'll say I'll allow it for your obtenebration roll.
Cool. Then I will spend a willpower on it.
Mm-hmm. Also allowed it.
There are 2 7s.
And 3 successes. So yeah, you create a cloud of darkness, presumably localized specifically around her.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Normally this would completely blind her.
Oh, I'm so sad.
However,
and if I'm correct, she also gets disoriented.
No, because she has Auspex. And the way Obtenebration 2 works with Auspex is that perception pools are only reduced by 2 dice as long as you have Auspex, which she will reflexively activate now.
That's mean. That's not how it used to be in V20.
Yeah, that's because V20 Obtenebration was overpowered as fuck and was fundamentally broken.
I mean, I know.
Excuse Dark Ages for fixing what was clearly broken and unfair. It still affects her ability to perceive you, and she'll have to make a perception alertness roll to still see properly at -2 dice.
Mm-hmm.
But if she does, she'll be able to perceive you normally. Otherwise, she'll be blind fighting and will be +2 diff to hit you.
Bitch. Can also make a free. Yeah, she's a bitch. Can also make a free speak action.
Yes.
Isn't she still in the zone of silence of Eclios?
Oh yeah, you're still in the zone of silence. You can't do that.
I said I
Activa's being an ass.
Oh, you stopped it? Okay, that's fine. Yeah, you can reflexively stop that. I think.
In that case, she would probably shout to focus on one target. Because usually splitting up the party is not a good idea.
Oh yeah, it's not that you're splitting up the party. It's that the party was forcibly split, almost as if this was an ambush or something.
So we need to bring it together and focus fire.
Okay,
And
you say focus fire. I'll give you that. Focus fire on the archer, I think, is what you want to say, right?
But we can't see the archer.
Yeah, we just blinded
Oh
the
yeah,
archer.
right. Yeah, it does. Not even actually, and the way obteneration works is that you can't see through your own cloud of darkness either.
What?
Yep. So
This is
you can't actually see the archer now. Or attempts to hit her will be a +2 difficulty.
Okay, so we can't see her, but she can see us because she has aspects. What a fucking bitch
Anyone
is
with
this?
all specs can see into the cloud. They'll need to make a perception awareness roll to see into the cloud.
Okay, that's nice.
Minus
I have
2
a plan.
dice. So yeah, Annabelle is totally fine if she can make that roll. Otherwise, she'll be considered to be blind fighting, which will be +2. Well, blind fighting that specific character because that character is not seen. So +2 diff to hit them.
But it's
But
at
hey,
least,
she's weaker now.
yeah, I was gonna say, at least it knocks out 2 of her stamina.
It knocks out 2 of stamina, and she needs to succeed on a roll to even hit you without blind fighting. So, yeah. Anyway, back to the game. Gufran, it's your turn.
See, what I was gonna do, I was planning on using some Serpentis to completely charm her through my ass, and then this cloud of darkness happened. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that makes your life a bit harder now.
Also, guys, I need to go in 15 minutes, so.
Yep. So we'll speed this along. Let's cut down tabletop.
Can I presume I cannot stare in whatever eyes the shimmer has?
One moment.
Who's listening to classical music?
I'm going to say you you can. However, the difficulty for it to break free from your gaze will be at a -2 difficulty.
It's almost none then. But
I
know
mean, it's
what?
like-
It'll spend its action doing it, so it'll lose an action. So you know what? I'm going to do that.
This is true. It'll have to spend its action doing that, but once it
And it
breaks
needs
free,
to
it's-
spend a willpower point to do that.
Yes.
So Gufran's eyes turn to snake slits and just stares at the shimmer.
Oh, an affected character breaks the gaze if clearly endangered. Sadness.
Yeah, so as long as nobody attacks it, it'll
So
eventually run out of willpower.
Of course, people don't actually have Satite Law, but regardless, you do that and it wastes an action. I will say it will use its next. Its action will occur as you do this, but it will not have an additional action.
All right.
It will not have an action on its next turn.
Cool.
Garland, what do you do? Oh no, Garland, you dodge, so you don't get.
Yeah,
an action.
I didn't want to get hit. So I
Now it's
dodged.
Maria's turn. I'm going to roll her perception.
No, it's Grin's turn.
What?
Grin held
Grin held his
towards
action.
Garland. Yeah,
Grin
so
held his
Garland's
action.
turn. Yeah, so he saw it try to attack Garland, and so he's like, oh boy, okay, I guess I gotta do something. So he's gonna jump on this thing and bite it.
You want to okay, so to
Or just bite it. He doesn't
you
have to jump on
to
it.
bite, you have to grapple.
That's correct. That's
So
correct.
making a grapple roll. Are you spending for potence?
Yep, I already spent for potency.
Okay.
Yeah, so so I need to roll some dice.
Pretty high, Jesus. Okay, but it has that. Okay. I did spend for that this turn, so I'm just trying to take into account what it actually has available to it.
What's the diff for bite?
You need to grapple first, and that's a full action. Then you can
that's-
bite, as in on your next turn.
I got you. Okay.
So yeah,
All right.
make your roll.
All right, so that's my attempt to grapple. I got 4 successes.
Pretty good.
Plus, or 5 successes because of potence.
5 successes. Wow. Yeah, you attempt to grapple this thing, and it throws you off. It is able to. Yeah, you roll like you grapple it hard. Like you know
Right.
you almost slam it through the roof. But then something throws you off. Sorry, you just have your hand up against the camera.
Oh no, I'm just trying to reconfigure the.
Yeah, it throws you off. Something gets in your way. Something on its back just flings you off. Like there's an additional appendage on its back, and you just kind of go flying off of it.
Okay. Do I fly off the roof? Hopefully not.
Yes, if you want to. It probably would roll Dex Athletics to land. You could probably stay on the roof if you made the effort to.
Okay, I'll try to. You said Dex Athletics?
Dex Athletics, difficulty 6.
Okay.
To land. Because you're kind of being impromptu chucked.
Okay. I have a success.
Okay. Yeah, you land just barely on your feet. You kind of stumble a little bit, but you're there. You got it. You're on your feet. You're fine.
Okay.
Everything is good.
Okay.
I'm just gonna roll perception.
Sure.
Oh wow. Maria aces her roll and takes aim at Annabelle.
Oh well.
That's gonna hurt.
It was worth a shot. What's the crap? How do I say that? Okay, 70-10.
Oh shit.
He hits you really hard. That is 3 successes. So she does another. She does 5d10 worth of damage. The armor is meaningless. Took me 1 lethal.
But you have
as an
fortitude.
arrow unceremoniously sticks into your hip.
Salubri
Strikes
fortitude.
you in your kidney.
So good.
Well, I have to learn. I don't have fortitude, do I? No, I have presence.
Nope, you're not a warrior. You're an itty bitty healer. You're squishy. You're the priest. Why is the priest DPSing right now? What is this bullshit? Okay,
I have 1 success.
She brought 5 different kinds of weapons along, so we assumed that she could do something with it.
Yeah, keep in mind, Annabelle, you've used one of your arrows. Not that it will mean much, as Maria will also take this take this action to take a free speak action. And she says, hey, get us out of here! Reset initiative. Grin, you have another action to do. Do you hold it? You're off the roof now.
Do what now? I'm sorry?
You're off the roof now, I believe. You landed fine.
Yeah, he landed fine, so he's on the roof.
It's a new round, so new initiative. You're first.
Okay. All right, then he's going to try to tackle said Shimmer.
You have to get back on the roof, unless you wanted to land on the roof.
I did.
Okay, yeah, you're still on the roof, just kind of barely.
Okay. Then do I need to take the action to reestablish myself, or can I charge the Shimmer?
You succeeded, so I'll say you can charge the Shimmer down.
Okay, all right. Dex Brawl?
Yep, Dex Brawl. And then both of you have to make a Dex Athletics to stand up. Do not fall over. Which this guy's pretty good at. You hit him. Roll your brawling damage. You're not spending for potence, I presume?
Why, yes, I did spend for potence.
You do spend for potence. Okay, yeah. Roll
you do that
your
each round,
damage.
is that correct?
Pardon? Yeah, you have to. It lasts
Each
for a
round.
round. So,
Okay,
yeah.
no problem. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
we'll just roll your bashing damage and add your potence to it, which is 1.
Yep.
I know exactly what he's spending this turn. He can't do much, but he knows exactly what he's doing. Okay, you do 3 damage. It will. Let's see. Yeah. He soaks all of it. I'm just going to roll his Dex Athletics real quickly.
Sure.
He's able to stay standing. You kind of knock him back, You knock him back, but he's just, again, it's that whatever is on his back is just getting in your way.
Okay, so I am behind him and Garland is still in front of him.
Okay.
Yeah. Next up, Eklios, what do you do? You do not have a bow, good sir, I believe.
I will
have a tight spot here. Use that sweet vicissitude to shoot off your finger bones.
I don't really have that ability, sir.
Sadness. But yes. You could just safeguard Irene. You could hold your action, considering there's not a ton you can do right
bro,
now.
do you listen to what I say? I say I hold my action.
Yeah, sorry, I'm missing stuff. My bad. Okay, Eklios holds his actions. The shimmer has to break off its gaze with
Yes, the rock needs to be protected.
with Gufran. It's at -2 difficulty. It's not like particularly difficult. Yeah, it's fine. It shakes it off as he kind of is drawn in, and will take its movement action to jump away from you, and jumps into the cloud.
Like the apple cloud, or
The Irene's cloud of terrors.
So we literally see Sparkles jump towards the cloud.
Yes. Because I still has a free movement action. It will quickly roll athletics to land safely. It's a difficulty of 4 because this is not actually, it's not like it's being thrown around. It does land completely fine. It subsumes itself into the cloud. And next up is Irene.
Yeah. Oh no, it's didn't Unicorn get a turn?
Peh.
Oh yeah.
Chris is just shitting all over me.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, no, shoot the thing. Roll perception awareness to see if you can see either of these two things.
Perception. Oh, awareness. I don't like that dice pool.
You do have Auspex, so you're only at -2 dice. Difficulties
I mean, actually, the power only says about the characters in the cloud, not out of the cloud.
Yeah, but you literally can't see into a cloud of thick black darkness. It literally impenetrable darkness.
Mm-hmm.
It states
Do I get
impenetrable darkness.
two less? Wait. Do I get 2 less dice to roll, or what did you just say?
Actually, no. Yeah, the difficulty would probably be 6, but the perception pool is still minus because you have to still see into the cloud. So just roll your standard perception awareness.
Okay.
You can't really make out what's in there. You can still attempt to fire a shot at either one of them. Difficulty 8.
Fuck it, why not? I'm just gonna blind fire. Two successes. So that would be
okay.
3 dice.
Yep, roll 3d10. Nope.
Too bad.
The arrow splinters off her armor, not that you see that. Irene.
Can I see if I can spot her? Am I fucking on cloud?
You can try and look into the cloud, yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of weird that you can't look into your own cloud, but...
Yeah, that's the rules now.
Yeah, that's fair. What did I need to roll for that? Perception awareness?
Perception awareness, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's 6.
Okay. Let's see
She's
how I
still
do.
more inhibited by you because she's actually inside the cloud.
Yeah, that's fine. I see things. Oh wait, I should have rolled 5 dice. So, but the last one is of course.
It's fine, yeah. No, you are able to spot her. She appears to be clinging onto something, but you can't really see that because it's literally impossible to see the shimmer inside the cloud. But you can see
That's
that.
fair, but can I see her?
Oh yeah, you can see her faintly clinging to someone. She has sheathed her weapon.
Thing is, can she see me?
No.
No.
She's not focusing on you, and she seems to be panicking a little bit.
Guys, quick intermission. I gotta leave.
No problem. Combat is about to end.
All right. Very sorry, guys. See you later. Good seeing you.
See you.
Han. I want to dominate that bitch.
Oh my.
She's like way too far away and isn't looking at you, and it's just like a mess. In fact, one thing that is important to note, like you can actually make out the shimmer by the fact that even though it blends in perfectly with its surroundings, it covers her body. So when it wraps its arm around her, you can see the fact that there is a vague shape that is trying to blend in with the color black because it's in a black cloud. But it has wrapped around her. So you can make out the shape of this thing.
Is it bird-shaped? Like wings?
Yes, it does possess wings.
Gee, surprise there.
Yeah,
Not really.
what a mystery.
Fuck, I want to do something.
The message was being sent.
That we kick ass.
I want to do something. I can't do anything.
They just almost got their ass kicked by a bunch or a group of neonates.
If people are content to, because these two individuals are attempting to make a fair escape, we can end combat there. Unless you want to put it down.
I don't mind jumping into my cloud. It's my cloud. I love my cloud. I will
Just keep
totally
in mind,
jump.
there's 3 very angry individuals there.
3.
2. You'd be the third.
Oh, okay. No, I'm cute and fluffy.
You're too cute and fluffy, and this thing has shown the ability to throw Grin off a rooftop.
Give it a hug.
I will try and give it a hug. Why the fuck not?
Okay,
At
you can
least-
potence. I will allow you, because this is a fantastical action, to try and potence jump over and onto it and try and grapple it. But if you fail on this, the combat will end,
I mean, that's
I
fair.
mean,
I
because
will.
they will be flying away at that point.
Please all get
if-
this all the
if she
time.
leaves, I'm gonna follow.
Well, yeah, that just
No, like
Since
she would be
there's that
thrown off by the flapping of the wings, quite
No,
literally.
no. I mean, if Irene gets out of
Do my action?
because I had hold my action.
Okay, you need to make a strength roll because you do not have potence.
I haven't even done anything yet.
Okay, so Irene, do you want to jump onto this thing? Because this is on a rooftop. You need to use potence if you want to do this.
I will spend blood for potence. I will also put another dot. I will put another blood point in my strength. Now I'll try and jump for it. Jump.
Jump, 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 and then make a strength roll check.
Strength brawl, not strength athletics to jump.
Strength, no, because you're using potence, so I'm just giving you the jump. The strength brawl check is the grapple roll.
Oh, this is gonna be hilarious. This is
Yeah,
gonna
this
be.
is going to end so poorly because this thing has so. This thing has. God. Okay.
Whee!
You,
Flail.
you're not used to using potence. You jump into the cloud, but
oh god.
you realize, oh wait, this is a cloud of impenetrable darkness.
It's my cloud of impenetrable darkness. I like my cloud.
Your cloud is great, but you cannot see properly, and you fall.
Have to be heroic because else Bruja Bay won't like me.
You fall through the roof.
Uh-oh.
Fortunately, there are not people there. However, this is noticed even by the people in the cloud,
Oops.
who then
Who then mute themselves?
Yes, indeed. Suspense. Don't you dare
So-
get taken away.
Oh, I was
just soak me free bashing
with my amazing soap pool.
with your incredible soak pool. This guy doesn't actually have to roll his ridiculous dice pool of strength. You soak it? Oh, wait, no, you take 1 bashing.
Yes.
Ouch.
Ow. Ow.
Eklios, what happens? What do you do?
Oh, he's losing it.
I mean, I see her fall.
You see her fall
I
through
see-
the roof. Well, you
I
think
see.
you do. You don't really see because there's a cloud of darkness.
Yeah. However, can I attempt to see through with aspects?
Yeah. Just make perception awareness difficulty 6. You see through it quite clearly, actually.
I see through everything.
You are able to see through it. You witness Irene as she leaps up and then falls through the building.
Shit.
They are about to take off.
Sorry.
Okay.
I did my best.
You did your best.
Sir, I have a knife.
Yes.
I'm going to spend. If I'm correct. What would be the roll to throw the knife in their general direction with extreme prejudice?
Dex athletics.
Okay, I will put 2 dots in Dex.
Okay.
Okay. What would be the diff? Since I see through the cloud and all, I guess
you're
I
able to make out the clear shape of this thing as well. With its wings. And yes.
So standard diff?
Yeah, roll Dex athletics, standard diff.
Okay.
Just throw the knife.
Well, I mean, at least 1 damage.
So what the
I'm gonna need to roll. I'm gonna need to roll damage. What's the knife profile? Again, like
strength +1.
It's wait, no, that's a throwing knife. Thrown weapon is strength +1. Yeah, strength +1 lethal.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's still 2 damage that she can ignore.
Yeah, because she actually gets her armor for this. She does not.
I mean, you say that.
That does not. She does not soak that at all. That fucking hurts. As you plant the knife in her back.
Would it hurt enough to make her make a test not to ungrab the thing that tries to lift her off?
No, because it's got her grappled as well.
God damn it! You make me sad.
Like, yeah, it's you hurt her. You give her a parting shot, but I mean, even then, she'd only be at hurt, not at injured, wounded, or mauled, which wouldn't be significant enough.
I thought she's at least 4 damage levels, right?
Yeah.
No, she's not on 4 damage levels.
She
I
took
thought I
2.
did.
She took 2. That's right. Yeah. So I'll make them. No, because the thing's still grappling her. So yeah, it really wouldn't. Like, I'm really sorry, but
She'd be pissy.
she'd be pissy. It does leave a trail of blood.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes, it does.
yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I think
so
that
when
Ufran is gone, Maria's action is clear. Garland, you are too far away.
Does everyone's changed too far away?
You can try and leap on them like everyone else, but again, it's in a cloud of darkness. You can't. You definitely can't see them. You don't have all specs.
No, I don't.
You cannot see them at all.
No, I can't.
I would say that would actually be everyone has common sense. That would be a dangerous action. That would be more likely to hurt yourself than them.
No. I guess because another thing flew in there, and it seems to be apparent that it's trying to leave.
It's trying to escape.
Yeah, the only thing I could think of that I would have, they even do anything, which would have been better if I could do a turn earlier, was to grease them up. So it may be difficult for her to carry her, but that'd be just shooting in the dark, which I could still technically do.
Yeah. You can make the shot.
All right. Yep. Then I go through one of the hooks on my belt and bring out just looks like a typical or a latch or
a latch. Wait, what weapon are you using? A knife?
No, I'm throwing a bottle of grease at him. I
A
have.
bottle of grease? I mean, that will have literally no impact. I'll just tell you that right now.
Yeah, okay. No, no I was trying.
That's not going to affect them. They're hanging on to each other in your life right now.
Okay, then yeah, because he's not gonna waste a knife on that because he already's not gonna do it. He already knows that it's not gonna be easy to do.
The
So,
shimmering fingers aren't injured. The only person that's injured is the so-called Maria.
yeah, but it'd be more out of sense of frustration because he hates that the query is leaving. So he's throwing at it just in anger, set a bottle at it. Good. For dramatic effect.
Okay. Sorry. Just had an OC moment. What did you do for dramatic effect?
Yeah, I threw the bottle of grease in whatever in the cloud.
It lands, and you kind of hear the faint sound of glass smashing. But then you see the shimmering thing flying away with this woman. You can see a small trail of blood guiding them, well, guiding you to where they are. But that's a long way away. But I'll say, because unfortunately I'm out of time, you can track them all. And we can end the scene there.
Yep.
Yep. I sent you a Facebook message regarding that, Chris.
Awesome. Yep. No, that's completely fine.
Do you want me to make a roll for the obfuscate or stealth or anything?
No, combat's over and you can easily get out of here now. I will, yeah. I do apologize. Scene went on longer than expected.
No problem.
You're fine, buddy.
Yay. And we had a lot
Thank
of
you all
fun.
for playing.
I need food.
Yeah,
Oh, poor.
and we'll go get food now. We'll see you next time.
Well, I'll go get us